Please be seated. UB Councilmember Heilman, Provost Sukoski, Vice Provost Granfield, Vice Provost Hamill, Vice Provost Melvin, Vice Provost Miller, Vice President Payton, Vice President Kane, Dean Witkowski-Wendy, members of the Platform Party, and honored guests. The graduates, candidates for degrees, faculty, staff, the parents, families, and friends of the graduates and candidates are assembled. I hereby declare this commencement of the School of Public Health and Health Professions to be open.
Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Jean Witkowski-Wendy, Dean of the School of Public Health and Health Professions. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to the 15th commencement program of this school. Please stand for the national anthem. Please be seated. I am very pleased to introduce Laura Thierry, who, as one of our graduates today, will offer a welcome to begin today's ceremony. Laura will receive her Doctor of Physical Therapy and her Master of Public Health today. Laura?
Thank you, Dean Witkowski-Wendy, and welcome friends, family, graduates, and colleagues. It is with great honor that I am opening today's ceremony with a salutation to this year's class from the School of Public Health and Health Professions. Many people say that today is the day we start our journey, but I believe it began a long time ago. A journey that for each one of us has had its highs and lows, but has ultimately transformed us, helped us overcome obstacles, and set in motion opportunities that will change our lives. Until now, we have been traveling together, and today our paths diverge, each in its own direction. We are sitting here today as the next group of health professionals with one collective goal in mind, which is to improve the lives of those around us. As we each reflect upon our own path, I am certain we all can't help but think about how grateful we are for our support systems that guided us. Part of that system would be many of the brilliant minds sitting behind me, who have taught us with passion, intelligence, and inspiration, provided structure, support, and opportunity. They have shared with us the knowledge and skills that we will need to take on the many challenges facing public health today and in the future. Support also came from the people sitting behind you, the families who have been there since the very beginning, offering unwavering belief and encouragement, and who are filled with pride to see us walk across this stage. Finally, we found support in one another. It has been a pleasure to be surrounded by curious, devoted, and ambitious classmates who challenged one another every day to become better. As we transition and go our separate ways, I envision success for each of us as we all hold one thing in common: a bright and promising future. Every graduate here deserves great recognition and praise for the work they have done and will continue to do throughout their career. I look forward to seeing our class leave its mark on the public health field and continue to represent the values learned at UB. With one milestone achieved, more lie ahead. Congratulations to the class of 2017. Let the commencement officially begin. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. That was a great speech. It's my pleasure to introduce several very special guests today. I ask each of you to stand when I call your name, and please remain standing, and ask the audience to hold the applause until all have been introduced. UB Council Member, Ms. Pamela Heilman. Vice Provost for Faculty Affairs, Robert Granfield. Vice Provost for Graduate Education and Dean of the Graduate School, Graham Hamill. Vice Provost for Enrollment, Lee Malvin. Vice Provost for Equity and Inclusion, Teresa Miller. Vice President for University Communications, Nancy Payton. Vice President for Health Sciences and Dean of the Medical School, Michael Kane. Welcome. Thank you. Today we are especially honored to have with us our Provost, Charles Zukoski. Provost Zukoski will confer degrees and offer remarks. Please welcome our Provost.
Good afternoon. I'm very thrilled to be here today for the 2017 commencement of the School of Public Health and Health Professions. You are graduates. We're here to celebrate with you your accomplishments, your hard work, the amount of time that you spent in the classroom, in the clinic, engaging both here on campus and in the community, at home and abroad. You have worked hard to accomplish the degrees we're going to confer upon you today. UB thinks of itself and is a world-class research university. Our mission is to create new knowledge and transfer it to you, the graduates, so that you can go out there and improve people's lives with the knowledge that you gain. This knowledge is created and maintained by the faculty and staff who then design curricula that have enabled you to be educated and earn the degrees that you have and go off into your professions. As you enter a world of tremendous change that you're going into, one that is marked by a very strong economy, but one that is changing dramatically, and one where the political and societal dynamic are in tremendous flux right now, the experiences that you have had that offer you the flexibility of mind are very important. These changes that are coming in the economy and in society will create totally new opportunities that we can't conceive of right now. But your skills, the skills that you have learned, the way you've been trained here at UB, prepare you to go forth, capture those opportunities, pursue your dreams, and enable society be improved. Most important, the UB education prepares you to be engaged citizens, and I encourage you to go off and improve the world. My heartiest congratulations to the class of 2017.
Thank you, Provost Zukoski. Today is a celebration that recognizes the accomplishments of all the graduates in the room. Let me start by offering my personal congratulations to each of you. As we confer the degrees today, I ask that each of you take a moment and reflect on your achievement. Today we're conferring on you a college degree, a tangible achievement that you are able to proudly claim for the remainder of your lives. The degree represents knowledge and experiences that will help guide you as you move ahead. Some of you will leave here to start your careers. Others may be moving on to obtain additional education. Regardless of your path, know that you will be able to use all you have accomplished and learned during your time here at UB to support you in the future. It's your hard work and perseverance that has gotten you to this point. However, for many of you, the support of friends and families was important in achieving this milestone. This hall is filled with many friends, family members, and loved ones. As a gesture of thanks, I ask the graduates to stand, turn around to the audience, and offer a round of applause to their supporters. In addition, behind me on this stage are members of the faculty who have taught and guided our graduates. Let us acknowledge their contribution to our students' education and recognize the mentorship they have provided over these past years. Please join me in applause for the faculty. For our graduates and their supporters, please note that we have a photographer here today to capture pictures of this event. We will be posting these photographs from today's ceremony on our webpage for all of you to enjoy. In addition, we are videotaping the event, and the videotape will be available for you to download on our website in just over a week. Last, please stay connected with our school and the University of Buffalo as you move forward. You can do that by being an active participant in our Alumni Association and by reaching out to us and letting us know where your life's journey is taking you. Be proud of your school and the education you received here at UB. Go into the world, do good things, and use your experiences, your education and training to contribute to creating a healthier society. Be proud of all you have accomplished. You've earned it. Now I have the very special honor to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Carlos Roberto Jain. Dr. Jain is the Holly Distinguished Chair at Patient-Centered Medical Home, Professor and Chair of Family and Community Medicine, and Professor of Epidemiology and Biostatistics at the University of Texas Health Science Center in San Antonio. He is also the co-director of the Center for Research in Family Medicine and Primary Care. Dr. Jain's research interests focus on improving preventive care for individuals of all ages and backgrounds and preventing complications from chronic diseases including diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. In addition to his active research program, Dr. Jain is a practicing family physician and has been selected to the Best Doctors in America annually since 2002. Dr. Jain has served on national expert panels that developed and updated smoking cessation guidelines. In 2013, he was among 70 new members elected to the Institute of Medicine, now known as the National Academies of Medicine, one of the highest honors in the fields of health and medicine. Importantly, Dr. Jain is a graduate of our University of Buffalo, earning his PhD in epidemiology and community health in 1988 and his MD degree from the School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences in 1989. During Dr. Hayin's time here in Buffalo, he became engaged with Buffalo's inner city community, launching a large community-based health needs study. The success of this study led to the creation of the Center for Urban Research and Primary Care in the Department of Family Medicine. Dr. Hayin was the co-director of that center. Dr. Hayin left Buffalo 17 years ago, and he now resides in San Antonio, where his current interests include building a healthier San Antonio through community wellness initiatives. He is a proponent of primary care and prevention in our urban communities with the most need. I'm so pleased to welcome Dr. Hayin, my dear friend and colleague, back to Buffalo as our 2017 commencement speaker.
Thank you, Dean Witowski-Wendy, Provost Sukowski, distinguished members of the faculty and special guests, parents, family, and friends of the graduates, and most importantly, the 2017 graduates of the UB School of Public Health and Health Professions. It is a great honor and privilege to greet you and congratulate you in your achievement today. And once more, I want you to encourage all graduates to turn towards your family and friends to applaud and thank them for their support. Please do it. I know that I'm standing between your graduation and your celebration, so I'll try to make this brief. I have to confess that when I sat where you sit 29 years ago, I never dreamed or imagined that I will be returning as a speaker. What are the odds that an immigrant Panamanian will be here before you today? Nevertheless, when Dean Witowski-Wendy, a dear friend and fellow traveler from my graduate school days, asked me to come, I had to accept. It is a joy to be here among so many friends and colleagues, mentors, and inspirational faculty. As I reminisce about my days at Roswell Park in the old Department of Social and Preventive Medicine in 2211 Main Street, I recall a tough environment that formed my critical mind and my ability to see the larger picture of public health. I also have fond memories of working on data abstraction, of radiation exposure on Carlton House, next to Dean Witowski-Wendy, daydreaming of the studies that we will design and conduct. I believe that our professional lives exceeded our wildest dreams, and I'm thankful for your support and friendship, Dean Witowski-Wendy. I want to take this opportunity to hold a mirror before you and to help you see that after today, you will hold a gift that has the power to change the world for the better, and share with you a couple of stories of how these principles applied in my life. Whether your degree is in occupational therapy or physical therapy or exercise science or nutrition or community health and health behavior or public health or epidemiology or bioinformatics and biostatistics, did I leave anybody out? I hope that you will agree that these lessons apply to you. Lesson number one, be true to yourself. As Aristotle reminds us, quote, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom, end of quote. Do what is good, beautiful, and true. Find out what makes you come alive and go do it. Stay true to your family and friends. Find ways to connect and support them as they have supported you. You are graduating from a school that emphasizes wellness and health. Practice what you learn. Take time to sleep, exercise, eat healthy, reflect, and grow. Take care of yourself and your family. You can't heal if you're sick. Life is more like a marathon than a sprint. Lesson number 2, learn every day. Finals are over. Dissertation and master thesis defenses are over. Never stop learning. Never stop creating new knowledge. In the words of Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, quote, "Don't be a know-it-all, be a learn-it-all." If you have a new hypothesis, let's go test it. See if it's valid. Ask how quickly can you validate it. And if it's not valid, move on to the next one. End of quote. An important corollary is don't be afraid to fail. The best learning occurs from failures, but don't let them stop you. Learn what you can and move on. Lesson number 3 is cultivate your friends. You never know how your professional and personal relationships eventually help you help others. Shortly after I returned to Buffalo, the U.S. Public Health Service was looking for members of a panel of experts to produce a guideline for smoking cessation treatments. At that time, my good friend and also fellow graduate student, Professor Gary Jovino, was the director of the Office of Tobacco and Health at the CDC. We both had focused our studies on tobacco control under the guidance of Professor Mike Cummings at Roswell Park. I was a young family physician epidemiologist who was out of residency for about 2 years. I called Gary and asked him to put in a good word for me. He did. I later learned that he was an insistent advocate on my behalf. That initial support resulted in my participation with the guideline process for about 15 years, and eventually becoming vice chair of the 2008 guideline. This participation allowed me to become an advocate for treatments for tobacco use independence in primary care and help shape the guideline messages to be relevant to primary care clinicians. Thank you, Gary. Lesson number 4, use your eyes, your ears, and hands to build a more human world of solidarity. Use your eyes to see the other, the oppressed, the marginalized. When I graduated with my master's degree from Niagara University in 1982, the now St. Teresa of Calcutta was our commencement speaker. She reminded us to, quote, love the poor. Do you know the poor in your place, of your city? Find them. Maybe they are right in your own family. The poor are a gift of God for us. They are great people. They are lovable people. End of quote. When I returned to UB as a faculty member in family medicine in 1992, I practiced medicine in the Lower West Side of Buffalo. At that time, it was a mostly Puerto Rican community, poor in resources but rich in heritage. I was not satisfied with just focusing on the patients that came to see us in our Niagara Street clinic. I needed to know more about our community, about the ones not coming to our clinic. So I partnered with my former survey research professor, Bob O'Shea, and designed the Lower West Side Health Needs Survey, also in collaboration with a then graduate student, now one of your faculty members, Laureen Tomil-Berhalter. We learned to see a lot and use our ears to hear the voices of the community. We learned firsthand how to do community-based participatory research before the term was in vogue. We learned a lot about negotiations, about presenting data in useful ways, and the power of local data for health system transformation. Our study was instrumental in closing the old Columbus Hospital and building a new facility on the grounds of the old hospital that was more responsive to the needs of the community. The study was not just an academic exercise, it was a powerful tool for development. Seeing and listening to this community transformed our lives and provided new opportunities for this community. I'm happy to report that the work that we began then continues to this day. Use your ears to listen to your patients, teams, colleagues, and communities. Work in environments where respectful interaction and diversity of perspectives are valued and supported. Use your hands to build microsystems and systems that address social and health needs. Over the last 20 years, I have worked with a group of collaborators as part of the Research Center for Family Medicine and Primary Care. We have completed studies in more than 500 mostly independent primary care practices, trying to understand how preventive services and chronic care is delivered in primary care. I use the quantitative methods that I learned from our teachers at UB, along with new qualitative methods to help understand how practices are organized and function. We met, we created, we learned together. Although located in different institutions, to this day, our collaboration continues. What we learn in terms of practice transformation and implementation science, we are using to invent a healthier future for the patients, families, and communities we serve in San Antonio and beyond. We have an advanced primary care practice and a network of primary care practices that are organized as patient-centered medical home, responding to the needs of the communities we serve. We have diverse professionals including nutritionists, behavioral health consultants, nurse care managers, clinical pharmacists, and community health workers, in addition to physicians, nurse practitioners, and physician assistants. Our outcomes in terms of avoidance of unnecessary hospitalizations, blood pressure control, and diabetes are impressive. So my final lesson is about building communities that reverse health inequities. Your education at UB has made you aware of how health and healthcare differ. You are likely to be more aware of the health inequities and the effects of global income inequality. Don't be afraid to fight for what is right. You have a responsibility to do so. As St. Augustine reminds us, hope has two beautiful daughters. Their names are anger and courage. Anger at the way things are, and courage to see that they don't need to remain as they are. Channel your anger to fuel the courage to make the needed changes. I like to think of myself as a politician, with politics defined not as the art of the possible, but as the art of making the necessary possible, a noble endeavor. Congratulations, class of 2017. The world is eager for your contributions. Use your eyes to see opportunities for change, your ears to listen to those you encounter, your hands to build more just and equitable systems, and your heart to rekindle the flicker of hope in the communities and patients you will touch. I look forward to all the ways you will make our world a more just and loving place. Go forth and make it so. Don't hold back on your excellence. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos, for those wonderful words of inspiration. We are so pleased to have you here, and we're offering you a commemorative plaque to take with you back to San Antonio, so you can never forget us in Buffalo. We also have a surprise for Dr. Hain, and we would like to offer this surprise in recognition of the work that you've done in the field of public health by inducting you into the Delta Omega Public Health Honor Society today. So Delta Omega is the National Honor Society for Graduate Studies in Public Health, founded in 1924 at the Johns Hopkins University Bloomberg School of Public Health. The society currently has 50 chapters at academic centers throughout the United States and almost 20,000 members. Membership in Delta Omega is based on the outstanding performance of an individual in scholarship, teaching, and research, and of practitioners in community service, all of which are exemplified in Dr. Hain's illustrious career. In recognition of this remarkable professional achievements in family medicine, in advancing the practice of prevention and primary care, and promoting public health through enhancements in the delivery of health care, the Gamma Lambda chapter of the Delta Omega Society at the School of Public Health and Health Professions at the University of Buffalo is pleased to induct Dr. Carlos Roberto Hain as a member of the society and is alumnus of our school who we take special pride. We are pleased to present Dr. Hain with the Society's pin and a stole in tribute to his many accomplishments.
Thank you so much.